Good day. My name is Mokobake Kgothatso Tonia, student number 220408396. Today I am here to present a life skills lesson for grade 2s. Today's lesson topic is space. Allow me 2 or 3 seconds to explain the term space. Space is a continuous area which is free, available, and unoccupied. Focusing on today's lesson intentions, we are going to know and understand how Earth looks like from space. Second intention, we are going to know and understand Earth science. Today's lesson success criteria. First criteria, at the end of this lesson, learners should be able to explain how Earth looks like from Earth. Second criteria, learners should be able to name important features of Earth. When we look at the features of Earth, we have Earth waters and length, atmosphere, movement, and distance. Right now we are going to focus on Earth waters and length. Let's look at Earth. This is Earth. Looks like I have Earth on my hand. This is Earth. Right. When we look at Earth, the features of Earth is blue. Earth is cycle. When I look at it, Earth is cycle, Earth is blue. Earth has pieces of land all over the water. That's how I see Earth, How big do you think is Earth? The length of Earth is measured in kilometers. Earth is 6,371 kilometers in length. The only reason that Earth looks blue is because more than 70% of the surface is covered by oceans. The Earth looks blue because most of the surface, most of the land under the water, most of the land is covered by water. More than 70% of water covers Earth. We can't have exactly mark on a percentage because the water on Earth moves around. It cannot be measured accurate percentage. How exactly is the percentage of the water on Earth? What we can tell is that 70% of the surface of the Earth is covered with water. This means that oceans, when we look at oceans is the blue. Let's look at the blue now. Let's look at only the blue. On Earth. You can see Earth. I'm turning it around. I'm tilting it. As I tilting it, look at it. You can tell that 70% of surface of Earth is covered with water. This means that the water is twice the size of length on Earth. The water is twice of the length on Earth. Because Earth has so much water on it, sometimes it's also called a blue planet. It gets the name blue planet because it looks blue when you look at it from a distance. When we look at Earth from space, it looks blue. So they named it a blue planet. Liquid water is what allow life exist on earth. This water that you see, it's a liquid. It's liquid. It allows a life to continue existing on earth. When I mean liquid, I mean like something like liquid. It's something like water, a drink like cold drink, juice. It's something liquid. This water, it's liquid. It allows, the reason that we have life on earth is because of this blue that we see on earth. That blue represents the liquid that allows life to exist on earth. As far as we know earth, as far as we know, earth is the only planet that only life can exist. If you can remember from our previous lessons, we learned about planets. We have 9 planets, but earth is number 3. Out of all the 9 planets, only earth has capacity to accommodate life. When I talk about life, I refer to all animals, humans and plants that exist on earth. This is the first feature, this is the first important feature of earth when we look at it from a space. Looking at the second important feature of earth when we look at it from space, we have atmosphere. Atmosphere is a thick layer that covers the entire earth. In short, atmosphere, it is colorless and invisible. We cannot see it in our naked eyes, but scientists and researchers who study weather or the movement of earth, they have such resources to see how atmosphere is moving around earth. Atmosphere is mostly made out of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen is a chemical element number 7, and oxygen is a chemical element number 8. Oxygen is also a colorless and reactive gases that allows us to breathe. The atmosphere is what allows us to breathe. In simple terms, without atmosphere, it would be impossible for us to breathe on earth. It means atmosphere is keeping us alive and is making sure that life such as plants, animals and humans continue living on earth. Atmosphere also protect the earth from the radiations that comes from the sun. When I talk about radiation, I talk about the light and the energy that comes from the sun. It protects the sun from the energy that travel fast as speed of light. And again, atmosphere protects earth from falling medias. When I talk about falling media, I talk about those objects who are falling from space to earth. In the space, remember, in the space is an continuous, free, empty or unoccupied space. There are objects called astronauts. Let me say this pink thing, it's a media or an astronaut. There are medias moving around the space. Even media moves and come across an earth. Before it touches earth, it's going to rub itself against the atmosphere of the earth until it burns out. Remember, Earth, it is also spinning wherever it is on the space. It is spinning, it is spinning, it is spinning, and there is this is a media falling on top of the Earth. If this media hits Earth with high speed, and if this media is big enough, it can even make the Earth crack or explode, or something bad can happen if Earth gets hit by big media in a high speed. So atmosphere protects Earth from medias. When the media come across Earth, they rub itself against the atmosphere. If ever they do not burn out, maybe they will arrive at the surface of the Earth smaller or weaker. Talking about the medias that are falling from space to Earth, and I have a picture on the screen that illustrates the media that left space as big as a bread, but when it touched the surface of Earth, it was small as a finger. Now we are going to look at the third feature, the third important feature of Earth when we look at it from space. This is Earth, this is the sun. I'm going to use my cell phone as a sun. When we look at Earth from distance, we can tell that Earth is moving, it's turning around the sun. When this is a sun, when the sun shines on Earth, the sun is in the same position. The sun is not moving, the Earth is moving. The sun is not moving, the Earth is moving. The Earth is turning around the sun. It turns like this. This is the sun, then the Earth turn around, then come back this side. Earth turn around, Earth turn around the sun. The Earth keeps turning around, the Earth keeps turning around the sun. It takes 365 days for Earth to complete a complete turnaround. If Earth starts on this side to turn around the sun and come back this side, it's taking about 365 days. I'm saying if Earth starts from this point, and turn around to reach this point again, and turn around the sun to reach this point again, it's taking 365 days. It's turning around the sun, This period is called it 1 year. It's a 365. And then when the Earth turns around like this, when the Earth rotate or spin, when the Earth is busy turning around the sun, when the Earth is being turning around the sun, it's also spinning. It spins like this. This is the sun, then it's spinning and going around. It's spinning and going around the sun. It's spinning and going around the sun. As you can see that the Earth is spinning and turning around the sun. Then it reached 1 year cycle. We reach 1 year cycle. When Earth is spinning and turning around, when it's turning around the sun, it takes about 365. But when Earth is spinning, you can see that Africa now, let's say Africa now, it's when the sun shine on Africa, it's daytime. But this side of Earth that does not have a sunshine, it's nighttime, isn't it? The Africa side, it has sunlight, it's called daytime. Then this side which I'm at, there is no sunshine, it's called night. When the earth is busy spinning and turning around the sun, the seasons are changing. This side where the sun is pointing at, it means it's summer. Then this side where there's no sunshine, it's winter. The earth keeps spinning, and the seasons keeps changing from summer, winter, autumn, spring, then keeps turning. When the earth spinning like this, to complete one complete spin, it takes 24 hours. The calendar that we use here at school and that we use wherever we are here in South Africa or in the world it's working together with the sun. The way the days are moving, if ever we call it 24 hours, it's a one day, it means the earth has completed one spin. If ever we call it 1 year, it means the earth has rounded the sun one time, isn't it? The earth again does not rotate straight up and down. It does not move these ways, up and down. It only moves, it only tilts and goes around the sun. While it's going around the sun, it's busy tilting. When it goes around the sun, it is also tilting. Then when it goes around a sun one time, it's called 1 year. Then when it spins and complete one spin, it's called a 24 hours. And while it is busy spinning, where there is a sunlight, it's summer. Where there is no, this side you can see that there is sunlight. Then this side you can see that there is no sunlight. It means this side it is summer and this side it is winter. It means this side it is day and this side it is night. Looking at the last important feature of Earth, looking at it from distance or space, we have a distance. This is Earth, this is the sun. This is Earth spinning and going around the sun, spinning and going around the sun. Now this is the sun. The distance between the sun and Earth, the surface of the Earth, the distance between the sun and Earth is equals to 150 million kilometers. To travel from the surface of Earth to the sun, but nobody ever reached the surface of the sun because of sun is too hot. Nobody can reach it unless you want to pass away. So the distance between the sun and Earth allows the Earth to have the right temperature to have a liquid water. When I talk about liquid water, I talk about liquid water. I talk about the water that we use every day to bath, to cook, to do our everyday daily lives. So this temperature that we have between the distances of sun and Earth, the temperature it's right enough to allow the Earth to have the liquid water. Some planets that are close to the sun, some planets which are closer to the sun, they don't have waters because the water has evaporated to the air. And those planets who are far from the sun, their waters has frozen into ice, so which means no life can live in those kind of planets. I'm talking about those planets which are too close to the sun. They don't have water because of the water has dried out because of the heat. There's too much heat. So us on planet number 3, Earth, we have just the right temperature to have liquid water to sustain life. Then those those planets which are far from this, the distance is too far from the sun. They don't have water. They do have water, but the water is frozen into the ice. Remember, learners are learning to know and understand how Earth looks when we look at it from space. And learners, while they are looking at the Earth, they are identifying and explaining the features, the important features of Earth. Oh, this is my science lesson. I hope it is understandable and everyone can learn about science of Earth. Thank you.